Hello everyone and welcome. In this video we're going to be analyzing, yes, analyzing, not reacting to a trailer directed by one of my favorite European directors, Yorgos Lanthimos. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This film is a late 2025 entry or early 2026 if I'm not mistaken. He's also been responsible for other good films like The Favorite and The Lobster, both of which are, films that I enjoy. This film is titled Bugonia, and the reason we're analyzing this film is because the premise of this film has sparked a lot of controversy, at least according to journalists who say that the premise of this film is shockingly similar to the assassination of United Healthcare CEO, and we're going to be talking about that. Let's get right into it.
Good morning, Corey.
Good morning, Michelle.
I believe every company should strive to form a diverse table, to empower people of different skills, and every time, what is it?
Skills and identities.
To foster a new generation of, okay, let's go again.
They want you to think it's you, that it's you who made this world. But it's always been them. All we've lost, all that's been done to us, we're setting that right again. Greetings. Welcome to the headquarters of the human resistance.
Where's my hair?
Your hair has been destroyed to prevent you from contacting your ship.
Okay, a lot happened in that first minute of the trailer. We're introduced to a female CEO, which of course is similar to a CEO of, say, a healthcare company. Now, this CEO seems to take out her stress and aggression, engaging in combat training, which you see was helping her a little bit subdue these kidnappers who are delusional, who appear to believe that she's an alien of some kind, something akin to what media and journalists would label anyone thinking something similar, a conspiracy theorist. Same thing, they labeled a lot of people in connection to the assassination of United Healthcare CEO. A lot of people started having their theories and ideas on what happened, why it was done, and every single idea or theory that didn't fit their narrative was met with that label. A conspiracy theorist, some sort of alien-worshipping UFO type deal type person who's not to be taken seriously at all, which is of course something they label the general public. The general public, anytime they go against the narrative, anytime they say, oh, this is not this, it's that, oh, we have proof of this, oh, we have proof of that, they discredit you by trying to say you're crazy, you're a conspiracy theorist, none of your ideas have any credibility of any kind. And I did mention or motion with my ear for you to listen to the overlaying dialogue of this character. He mentioned everything that's wrong with your life, everything that's wrong with this world, everything that was set in motion. They'd like to make you think it's your fault, it's your direction, it's your motive, but no, it's not. It's them, which is what he's alluding to, this female CEO. He says these CEOs, these politicians, they're in charge of everything. They're the reason why everything is. And logically, that is the case. You're not a conspiracy theorist for thinking that. That's exactly what it is. Now, we're going to be introduced to these characters in just a moment, but I feel like I painted you a good enough picture to see why these journalists are a little bit scared. We also know that, you know what, I'm just going to let it play, and we'll talk more about on the second third of this trailer. Let's see.
What ship?
Your mothership?
Okay. In the next 48 hours, the police and the FBI will begin a statewide manhunt. I'm a high-profile female corporate executive. I am crucial. In all humility, I can say that. Think of it like you abducted the governor, but worse. There is no possible scenario where you benefit from this incident.
That was really good. My pulse is racing right now. I've done a ton of research on this. You're killing our planet.
Alien fellas.
Okay, that had a lot too. All right, in that instance, we were introduced more so to these two characters, and they seem to be minimum wage workers. They seem to be fed up with their lives, so they decide to take things in their action, and albeit in a delusional fashion, assuming that this CEO is an alien and they want to, abduct her because they believe that she's a harm to the human race. Can you guys put the two and two together? I mean, you see the greed, the corporate greed of these associates, these CEOs and their board members. They're so greedy. All they care about is to benefit themselves. All they benefit is to make money. Even in that dialogue in the beginning of this third, she talks about how important she is, more so than the average person, more so than a politician or a governor, and that the CIA, the FBI, and all official police officers will be hunting and looking for her in an instant as soon as they find out she's missing. All humans deserve that level of care and attention. If your sister was abducted, would you not want the same? If your mother, your father, your friend, yourself, if you were abducted, would you not like the same level of care? No, but because you are a peasant, because you are an average civilian, because you're just the average Joe, a low-paying taxpayer, you're not worth that level of attention, you know? And it's upsetting. And you can kind of really see the connection. I mean, these journalists, they're not wrong. I mean, anyone with ears can see this and hear this, I should say, and see that this is shockingly similar. She also mentions how doing this to me will yield you no results. Now, I'm going to make a huge disclaimer. We do not advocate for violence. We do not advocate for assassinations. We do not advocate for any violence whatsoever. However, when people get assassinated, people make changes to prevent themselves from getting assassinated. So if a CEO is charging people too much and doesn't care, raises the prices, and you say, hey, you give them a call to customer service, hey, can you lower the prices? No, sir. That's it. But if that CEO were to get assassinated and the board members would think, maybe I'm next, guess what they would do the next morning? They would lower the prices. It would be done immediately so. And we're not talking about modern day examples, we're talking about history too. In any instance where any nation wanted something, whether it's a country's resources, gold, power, wheat, food, meat, cattle, anything, how did they obtain that? Through asking nicely? No, through violence. Violence throughout history, not by me, I'm not saying it, has always been the answer to get what you want. And so that's why they fear this film. Similar to Joker. Joker's character was antagonizing a rich, powerful CEO. He even assassinated a famous, well-known talk show host who's also presumably wealthy, and results ensued very soon after. There were riots in the city. And what did the film company itself do with the second Joker film? They castrated that character. They made that character look like a wimp, a loser. He got murdered in prison. He got assaulted sexually. They made fun of the character. They made fun of the audience because they didn't want the public to obtain this type of mentality, in which they know that violence speaks more so in a higher volume than you kindly calling HR or customer service and say, hey, can you please change this policy? It doesn't benefit me. Even if you were to get thousands of people to call in, they still wouldn't care. Now, again, not advocating for violence. I'm just telling you why these journalists, these media companies are describing why this film is shockingly similar to this and why they want to make sure people don't stoke the flames. They don't want to get worried. They don't want to have another assassination attempt. I don't think violence is the answer for anything. I'm a Christian, and so we advocate for peace and love for all, for one and all. And that's why this second half of this trailer is so alarming. It's so crazy to think that she has this high opinion of herself like they likely do, how assassinating her or doing whatever they're going to do to her is going to yield them no results, when in all reality it's probably going to do something. Let's finish up this trailer with some closing remarks.
I'm not an alien.
You're lying to me.
What's the difference? You know this is...
Sorry to interrupt right away. It's funny that these conspiracy theorists kind of describe her as an alien, because these CEOs, rich politicians, they live on another level than the average person. They live in gated communities far away. They're alien to our lifestyle. They're alien to our struggle. So this is actually a very, very just comparison to what they delusionally think her as. It's very interesting.
It's crazy. You know this is wrong.
It is wrong.
I know who you are. I know what you are.
I know you too, Teddy.
It's fine. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've said my piece in this video. I think you guys understand what's going on. A little bit of just, remarks on the cast. It's good that we have Emma Stone. She's awesome. She has unique facial features. She has those huge eyes and her raspy voice that makes her very unique and very capable of displaying the wide range of human emotion. She's a very talented actress. I'm always excited to see whatever she does. Like anything she does, you have my ticket, you know what I mean? The editing of this trailer is done well too. Of course, with any suspense film, you see that the cuts, the jumps are done a lot more near the end of the trailer to get your heart racing and have that impulse of you reaching for your wallet to buy a ticket, which this film is likely going to have me do. I'm excited to see it. I remember watching The Lobster alone when it premiered in American theaters, I think with one other individual, because it's a European foreign film nobody wanted to watch, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. In fact, me and that other individual, when we were walking out, I looked at him and I said, "That was good, wasn't it?" He was like, yeah, I can't believe we were the only 2 people in here. It was nice. It was like a private screening. It was pretty awesome. One more thing, guys. I really hate to interrupt the flow of this video, but I wanted to interject one more thing to emphasize that we don't advocate for violence and that you can actually vote with your wallet and your voice. I'll give you 2 examples. A few years ago, Bud Light, they advertised a transsexual individual in their commercial campaign. Now, this beer for the longest time represented hardworking, blue-collar Americans, and when they heard about this, they really didn't like it. They boycotted the beer, and what did they do? They walked back that advertising campaign. Another example will be most recently, Cracker Barrel's new female CEO decided to revise the logo. After she revised the logo, people hated it. People hate the simplification of detailed, beautiful logos that represent beloved companies. And because of that, the stock value dropped. They were forced to change back to the original logo, and so what I'd like to emphasize one more time before going to the video's flow is that you can make a change with your voice. You can make a change mainly with your wallet. So if you do have any issues with companies, with CEOs, corporations, politicians, just don't give them money. Do the peaceful thing. Do the right thing. Anyways, thank you. And again, not advocating for violence. I know I sound like a wuss repeating that all the time. Oh, please don't cancel me. Don't do this. Don't do. I'm just saying what the journalists are saying. I'm comparing what they're comparing. I'm seeing what they're seeing. And I think a lot of people understand this. And I don't have much more to say. If you guys like this content, if you like me talking about news and media a little bit more than just reviewing films and whatnot, let me know. Like the video if you did. Comment for more information or anything you want to say. Subscribe for more content. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the next one.